Hi everyone, Macman here. So this is going to be a video, the first video in a new series that I'm about to do on loading 9mm cast bullets. Hi guys, it's Macman here. So if you like my videos, please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. It'll update you on all the videos I'm uploading. So this is going to be part 3 of loading 9mm bullets, my cast bullets. So if you've seen the first two, you know we're going to be loading up 2 different styles and then using a couple of different powders. And in the last video we talked about how we addressed the problem of one of my pistols jamming with the bullets, that they were too long. So we've rectified that. We've got a new length for them. They seem to be working fine. So we've got a group of 50. They're brand new cases. They are Remington RP cases we're going to be using. And let's get into some CCI small pistol primers. So there's 50 in there, so I can just pull this out, put the flip tray underneath, flip them over is the easiest way to do it. Close that back up, give it a quick shake, and there you go, they're all up the right way. Just flip them over and we can just get through quickly and pick these up. It don't take long. This is old school. This is the way I do it with my RCBS bench primer. And there you go, doesn't take long at all. So let's go over onto the bench primer and let's prime these cases. So the RCBS bench primer. So we fill the tube up, we can just drop that straight in there. There's our 9mm. This is the Redding number 13 shell holder. We can just pop that straight in there. And then the small primer can drop in there. See, that's working fine. We can just pull the pin, pull it over, pull the pin, drops in, and there we go, primer ready to go. So like I said, this is all brand new RP brass, Remington brass, and this is what we're going to use. So we can just slot it straight in, prime it, and there you go. This really does do a great job. So hopefully you can see that okay. I'm not blocking it too much. So you can just prime, pull it out, just a little rack of the machine sets a new primer up, new piece of brass, slide it into the shell holder, push it to the stop, and perfectly primes every time. Just rack the arm again, puts a fresh primer in there. And each time is perfect. It's putting a tiny little mark on the primer, so let's just pull this out and take a look. It looks like there might be just a touch of dirt. If you can see that on there. Easy enough to do, just scrape it clean. Pop it back, rack a primer, and let's start another row. Let's see how that one works. Yeah, that's better. Just a little bit of dirt on there. So again, just lift the arm, case in, and then push it till it hits the stop. Pull it out, racket ready for the next one, and a perfectly primed case. I really do like this RCBS bench primer. It works really well. Perfect seating every time. Perfect seating every time, so there you go. I'll just get these finished off and I'll bring you back. Okay, we're on the last row of these primers, and you can see you can go through them pretty quick. It's as quick as using the hand primer, and you get a really good positive crimp every time. And there you go, we're empty. 50 cases, all primed perfectly. Everything's ready to go. Next we're going to get back onto the classic press, and we're going to drop some powders, and we'll see how we can set the powders up. So we're back at the Lee Classic turret press, and we're going to start charging the cases. So what's nice with the press is powder filler has got a switch on and off, so you can actually hold the bottom, let me get that in focus, twist it, and it opens up the powder to fall through, and you can close it then when you're filling it up. So there it is open, and there it is closed. So let's get some powder in here. So for the first batch we're going to be using Unique, so we can just get some powder in the hopper. There we go. You can screw the lid back on, and all you could do is make sure. Sorry about that guys, the battery just died and just change them out. So once the hopper's filled, you just make sure that it's closed, which it is, and then we can just drop it back into the unit, and then we can just turn it, and it's open and it's good to go. So let's get a shell plate back in there. Leave the powder here, so when we're checking the charge we can make sure everything is good. So this is what I do guys. So I got a prime piece of brass, take you around here, and I got my scales here calibrated up. And what I want to do is pop the case, piece of brass which is primed, onto it, gives you a read in, and then hit 0, wait for it to come back to stable, and we are now good to go. That case is now 0. So I'm going to bring that back onto the press. So the first drop, I just want to bring it up, drop the powder, drop it down. I'm just going to dump this powder straight out, and then I'm going to do one more, dump that powder straight out. I'm going to make sure that I'm still at 0, which I perfectly am, and now we can drop a charge. So Unique powder, drop in the charge, and And let's go around and let's check the weight of that. Hopefully you can see that okay, guys. So we're reading 3.0. My starting charge I need is 3.20. I want to start at 3.20. No, apologise. Let me just double check on that one before we go any further. Okay, so I dropped a couple more rounds just to go through, and you can see now, you can see that we're at 3.2. So I'm going to be using the Unique to start with, and the first group are going to be 3.2. Okay guys, so I had to go in and edit a bit of the video and change it, because with me dropping the powder, seating the bullet and crimping, I think I'm getting close to the YouTube rules on making ammunition, and the last thing I want is to have channel strikes and problems. So I want to stay within their guidelines. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to we'll do the powder measure, we'll keep dropping the powders, we'll show you how I adjust the powder, and then once we've done that, that'll be the end of this video, and then I'll come back in on the next video and we'll do the seating and the crimping as a last one. But I was just thinking, while I was setting everything up, I just didn't want to go through and do the whole process and break guidelines and get channel strikes. So I apologise we can't do it all in one video, guys, but it's better to be safe, stay within their guidelines, and we'll be good to go. So at the moment I'm dropping 3.2 powder, and what I'd normally do then, I'd go through the whole process of seating and crimping, but let's just do this for now at 3.2, and then we're going to go up 0.2 grains for the next batch. I just want to run another few through. And then we'll change the powder setting. And I'm just gonna, it's 14, so I'm just gonna go on zero the press, zero the scales, and just check this last one just to make everything is good. We're at 0. And this last one at 3.2. So excuse me, pretty consistent. This powder, this drum powder measure from Lee, is pretty consistent, can't complain about it. So we have a little screw on the bottom here. Let me see if I can get in a little bit closer. So we have a little screw at the bottom here, which adjusts the powder charge. So again, the last one was 3.2 and we need to go to 3.4. So there's this little key that goes in, and we can just do a little turn. May have gone too far, but we can check it. So the first one I'm just going to dump straight into back into the bucket, just to make sure everything is okay. I'm just going to zero the piece of brass, and let's do a drop, see where we are. So that one is at 3.3. So I can turn it just a touch more. Remember, remember the first batch was 3.2, and then we wanted to go to 3.4 for the next one. Excuse me. So I'm at 3.5. So I'm going to turn it back just a little bit. Again, the first one out of the drum, just to get it basically calibrated, we could say, and then we can go in and then measure the next one. And it says back to 3.3. A little bit of a fiddle, so just a tiny turn again. Go, that one looked like it went back to 3.4, so we can go back onto the scales. Let's see if you can see that, guys, quickly. So there you can see we're at 0. I bring you back. We can do a drop. Pop it back on the scales. And that one for some reason has jumped way up. 3.6, 3.7. Let me do another one, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Six, 3.5. I'm going to take this back a fraction again. Sorry about this, guys. I just want to make sure I'm right before we proceed. It went on to 3.5 and then it dropped back to 3.4 when it stabled out. So there we go. So that's gone up 0.2. So we're good to go on those. So we're gonna start another batch. Pull this key out gently without trying to move anything. There we go. Through and make some of these. Sorry I've got to do with this, guys, but making dummy rounds I think is fine. Going through the whole process of making a dummy round because we're not actually making a round. But when it comes to physically doing one, let's just go on the side of caution. And hopefully we're doing it within their guidelines. It's not taking too long to go through to charge these cases. And what we'll do is once we've got these done, and when we go out the range, we'll chrono, and we're gonna see how they group, and we might try it through a couple of different pistols. I'm making 15 of each, so it gives me 7 with each pistol, so I'll be able to try it with a couple of pistols. So there we go. So we got 3.2, 3.4, and then we're going to step up then to 3.6. So again, we can just drop the key in, turn it out to fraction. I'm going to weigh the case, 0 it, this time let's do it twice just to make sure it's all set. Pop that on there. And we're at 3.7. Just give it a second just to see if it wants to settle down. So we've done 3.2, 3.4. Just a little bit, and let's see if we can get it at 3.6. Dump one. .5. Just a little bit finicky they are, just to get that last points on these. Still sitting at 3.5. I'm trying to do tiny little turns at a time. It's floating between 3.5 and 3.7, so it's still under the what the max going in the in the cast book. It's saying the max is 3.8, so we just jumped up 3.3 of a grain, so I'll call it good at that. So I want to get another tray. So I'm going to go through, we'll run these through, guys, another 15, and we'll call it good. And then when we come back in the next video, we're going to be seating, crimping, and then checking on the next one. So if you like the videos, guys, please like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Don't forget that bell notification, and we'll catch you on the next.